What's up everyone, Clayton here, and today we're back with another Elder Scrolls 6 wishlist. This is a video series I do every Thursday where we talk about some of the stuff we would like to see in the next Elder Scrolls game. I usually take some of you guys' comments, and sometimes I put my own spin on stuff as well. So yeah, if you guys want your comments to be featured, make sure to leave a comment down below. And if you guys like this, make sure to leave a like so I can continue doing this. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started with Overlord Parkour. He asked for more enemies who are a challenge. Mirak was a pushover, Alduin was a shit final boss, Harkin was okay, and don't get me started on Carno, which I think he was the College Winterhold boss who was took like 3 seconds to kill him, and it was not very good. He said, to be honest, the only enemy that he was a challenge at any level in Skyrim was Ebony Warrior, because he was basically a mirror image of the Dragonborn. I guess what I mean, enemies who have the same amount of skill. Okay, so pretty much I agree with him that most of the bosses in Skyrim were pretty lackluster, and there wasn't really a lot unless you count the bosses that were the bosses at the end of dungeons, but they were just like generic leveled Draugr. Even if they did have different names, they were just like Draugr who looked like any other Draugr. They just look like Draugr Death Lords. Like some of them, like Harkon One Eye, I think that was his name. Olaf One Eye, maybe that's what it was. You fought him, and he would look like a regular Draugr. There wasn't any like cool armor pieces about him. He was just like a regular Draugr Overlord, and he kind of fought the same way. He had some shouts like most Draugr Overlords do, and there's not really anything unique about them. The bosses were easy and simple, and pretty much after you can play for like 10 minutes, or like in a boss fight play for like 5 minutes, and you can know the strategy and beat them in seconds. There's not really anything you can really have to think about. Like Mirak, you had to kill dragons and then use shouts on them, and I used Elemental Fury and I killed him in a second. Like, I don't think the dragon spawned, but I just killed the dragons with Elemental Fury, and the fight lasted like 5 minutes. In Alduin, when you had Dragon Rend, he was so easy you didn't even have to worry about him. And I do agree Harkin was pretty difficult with the Dawn Card DLC, but nothing really too challenging. And these were played on the massive difficulty when I played through them, and they were never that hard. So if they added more enemies who were more of a challenge, that would be really good, but they can't make it unbelievable where you can't even progress the story since you're having such a hard time fighting the enemies. But they need to make them a little bit step up. Because in my opinion, Skyrim and bosses and story wasn't very good. The story was pretty short, and the bosses didn't really have any uniqueness to them. The next thing I want to talk about is something kind of silly, and I don't know if I really want it in the game, but I think it would be kind of neat, and those would be some kind of in-game emotes. And if you guys have ever played an MMO, you can have like dance and taunt and cheer and stuff like that. I think it'd be cool to have that in Skyrim, or the next Elder Scrolls game, where you're like, if you defeat an enemy, you can dance on its corpse by like typing in /dance on like on PC or some other button on console. I think it'd be kind of cool, or even interact with the environment in like emoty ways. Like if you see like a drum or something, or a lute, you can pick up the lute and start playing it if you like click on it. There's mods that allow you to do that, but not in the base game. And I think that'd be pretty cool. And maybe if you like kill like a big boss and you have a lute in your inventory, pick up the lute and start playing it. I think it'd be really cool and something kind of funny and unique you could do after each battle. And I think that'd be really fun to do. So hopefully they have something like that in the next game. And the last thing I really want to talk about is that Elder Scrolls Skyrim really kind of had a short story. It didn't really take too long to actually beat the main storyline. There's tons of other quests to do, but I feel like in the next Elder Scrolls game, the storyline itself needs to be a lot longer and a lot more in depth about the lore. You had a lot of information about Dragonborn and stuff like that, but there wasn't a lot, and it's pretty much like you use shouts to kill dragons and you absorb their souls. That's pretty much all you really got from them. And there wasn't very many quests. I think when I first played through it, I got done with the main quest in like 15 hours, and that was me playing around with like other stuff too, taking my time, looking at stuff, trying to get all the shouts as I went along. And it was really short, and I think they need to make sure that the game itself, like the main storyline, is something that takes a long time to accomplish. Maybe even I wouldn't want them to cut back on side quests, but as long as they have a main storyline that is sufficient enough for the players, maybe people wouldn't care if there's like less little tiny miscellaneous quests, like go get 10 fur pelts or bear pelts or something like that. I think they need to have a longer story in general, and then maybe that way they could add harder bosses like Overlord Parkour said earlier. So that's it for this episode. If you guys want to leave your comments down below and get them featured in this video for the next Elder Scrolls 6 wishlist, make sure to do that, and also leave a like and stuff on it as well. That'd be really appreciated. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and it's Clayton, signing out.